So I have a question for people. I'm wondering how many people take their tracers or their muzzle attachments of sorts and have had trouble with them working their way undone out of their threaded outer barrels. I ask this because, for example, take a look at this. This is a 5KU stainless steel Tornado outer barrel and a 5KU thread adapter. And look at when you put these in. See, for example, how much play there is on this. And you see similar amounts of play across most outer barrels. This, however, is one of the outer barrels that I'm making, the 4.3 outer barrels that I'm currently working on and finalizing prototypes of. These are made to a very high level of tolerance. And the good and the bad is that, for example, compare that to the previous barrel. Now look at this one. Almost no play at all, which is good in a sense. It's good because it means that things won't back out well, things will fit very tightly. Theoretically, all these threadings should be the same, so every threading should work well. But I've come into some issues in that potentially the threading is so tight that, look at this, for example. This is a Ace Tech BT 11mm positive backplate. And just for example, look at this. See how this is a bit torn up? Inevitably, people, when they take their tracers in and out, they start to tear up the threading a little bit. Now this one still works, but in testing, I found a couple of items that are so torn up. Now this one works quite perfectly, but I found a couple of items that are essentially so torn up that you can't actually get it in sometimes. And these ones, which are a bit looser, you can. See, look at this. Which, I don't know, it's one of these things where once it's all the way in, it should stay in, it should stay tight. Especially the nicer ones with better tolerances, or the O-rings on the bottom to keep some pressure on the threads and keep it stable. I don't think backing out so much of a problem, so I think that I'm probably going to have to widen my threads here tightly. As much as I want to make a really nice item, I also need to make sure that everyone is able to use their attachments.